Namaskar to all of you. In fact, I consider it a privilege today to join you all through the online media in the Vijaya Dashami celebrations of the Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh being organized in Melbourne. I fondly remember my visit a few years ago to Melbourne, and I had the occasion to attend the Man Ki Baat program of the Prime Minister sitting in Melbourne. Today, on this very auspicious day, let me wish all of you a very happy greetings on the occasion of Vijaya Dashami. It's also very happy. I'm also very happy to see our diaspora celebrate the vibrant festival with the traditional fervor and zeal. And I appreciate the efforts of the Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh for continuing the tradition of our celebrations of our civilization by celebrating and organizing the various events across the globe, especially in Australia. You have been making relentless efforts to preserve, practice, and promote the Hindu way of life and cultural values. I'm happy to learn that HSS has been promoting Vedic teaching to strengthen intellectual, mental, physical, and spiritual aspects of an individual and as a society. India is fortunate to have a diaspora that is known for its discipline and commitment to peace and harmony. It has been helping India in building its global profile and has been contributing in changing the perception of the world on Indians and India. The growing significance of the Indian community is reflected in the large-scale celebrations of Indian festivals in Australia every year. I see this event as a continuation of that tradition. Friends, the festival of Dussehra or the Vijaya Dashami is celebrated for different reasons in different parts of the country and across the globe. It's the day goddess Durga rid the world of the demon Mahishasura. On this very day, Lord Rama defeated the demon king Ravana. Irrespective of the tradition or custom one follow, it unanimously reaffirms the faith in our civilization. It's the celebration of the victory of Dharma over Adharma. So, in that sense, Dussehra symbolizes the victory of good over evil. It celebrates the universal law that truth alone triumphs in the end. In India, as any other part of the world, festivals are meant to emphasize the message of oneness, peace, and harmony. They reflect the culture of the country and of the society and provide an opportunity for people to come together, even though this year we are unable to do so. We are all sitting in our own homes and joining through the online media. So if one notices the thinking of behind the celebrations of these festivals, one should realize that it matches as per the seasons also. The changing seasons and the festival also changes. It is a direct connection with the people. So Dussehra celebrations in that sense not only convey the eternal message that the good always triumphs over the evil, but also plays a role in promoting, like any other festival, camaraderie amongst the people. Due to the COVID pandemic, celebrations across the country and abroad have been limited to house or only within small gatherings. This phase will pass very soon. If we all cooperate with respective administrations in fighting the pandemic, we will be able to celebrate festivities with the same vigor and enthusiasm very soon as in the past. Dear friends, as I mentioned earlier, Dussehra reaffirms our faith in the noble and virtuous life of Lord Rama. It has a special significance to the epic Ramayana. This year's festival is, in that sense, even special, as it is the first Dussehra after the Bhumi Pujan for the construction of the Bhavya Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. As you all are aware, Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji has already laid the foundation stone for the construction of a grand temple in Ayodhya, the birthplace of Lord Rama. Construction of Ram Temple marks a new beginning. It's a realization of a centuries-old dream. It will stand testimony to and radiate the timeless values of truth, righteousness, honesty, compassion, and commitment to human welfare propounded by Lord Ram. Very soon, we will be able to seek the divine darshan of Lord Ram in the holy Ayodhya town in Uttar Pradesh. While we celebrate the building of a temple in the birthplace of Lord Ram, we should also think about the life and ideals of our beloved Ram. He was an ideal human being. He possessed all the characteristics of a responsible citizen. Imbibing the values exemplified by Sri Ram and reorienting our world view and the way we live our lives is the best way forward to usher in a world we all dream of. Our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, also had mentioned his concept of Ram Rajya. Means Ram Rajya doesn't mean a religious state. Ram Rajya means a state, a situation where justice prevails. That's the equality prevails, equity prevails. That was the concept that Mahatma Gandhi ji had put before us. Indian thought envisions a worldview that is inclusive, healthy, prosperous, and sustainable. Our philosophy treats the whole world as one family. That is why we say that the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And all its citizens are brothers and sisters. Swami Vivekananda, who was an embodiment of Indian culture, was the first one to introduce, in the modern times, this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam to the West. He introduced the best of our civilization to the world. In a way, he was India's first ambassador of the world. As inheritors of such a great civilization, we must strive to preserve and promote our time-tested ethos, culture, and traditions wherever we are. Friends, the greatest resources of India is its human resource. India is the youngest nation in the world with more than 65% of this population below the age of 35. Experts across the world have predicted that India would reap the benefit of its demographic dividend because of its youthful population. They have predicted that India's demographic dividend would have maximum potential in this third decade of the 21st century. That is this ongoing decade. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has understood this very well. Ever since he came to power in 2014, he has been working for fulfilling the aspirations of the youth of our country. Whether it is education, employment, infrastructure, or delivering good governance. This has inspired our youth, motivated them to accept the challenges of the life, that has instilled in them the confidence to become leaders of tomorrow. That is why the youth of India across the country, irrespective of their language and background, are supporting our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. And I see this phenomenon not only in India, but also among our diaspora youth across the globe in their spontaneous manifestation of support to Prime Minister Modi. I have personally experienced it when he came to attend the UN General Assembly. Even heads of states were eager to meet him. And I'm sure that you might have that experience when he visited Australia. Friends, in spite of its economic, scientific, and physical resources, independent India was held back by the scourge of corruption and black money. while countries which started at the same level or even lesser level of development as that of independent India had transformed themselves into economic powerhouses, bringing economic well-being and prosperity to their people. However, India was lagging behind not only because of misguided policies and ideologies, but also because of corruption and black money. You all are aware of a startling admission by a former Prime Minister of India about how out of every rupee spent by the government, only 15 paise reach the real beneficiaries. Thanks to our Prime Minister Narendra Modi's efforts, this has changed. Our Prime Minister understood the amount of black money in a cash-based economy is directly proportional to the volume of currency in circulation. That's why in 2016, the high value denominations of Indian rupees, that is the rupees 500 and rupees 1000 notes, accounted to more than 80% of the total currency that was in circulation at that time. This created opportunities for large scale generation of black money and a parallel illegal economy. Our Prime Minister's decision to demonetize the high value denomination of Indian currency at that time struck at the very root of the black money culture and the parallel economy. Those who had accumulated wealth by betraying the nation and our people were punished and forced to change course. As a result of the bold step of demonetization, crores of rupees came back to the formal economy. Demonetization also struck a blow to terrorist, extremist, and extra constitutional forces that remained a great threat to the unity, peace, and security of our country for a long time. Fight against the corrupt and corruption has been one of the core principles of Prime Minister Modi's government. Because of a slew of policy, fiscal, and institutional reforms initiated by our Prime Minister, corruption has been effectively dealt with in our country in the past 5 to 6 years. The rot of corruption that has been effectively addressed at all levels. Thanks to the vision and dedication of our Prime Minister, today India has one of the cleanest governments that it ever had in its independent history. This government has plugged the legal loopholes that were used by the economic offenders to swindle money and take them out of our country illegally. Today, India has bilateral arrangements with a large number of countries for exchange of information about Indian wealth illegally stashed abroad. India is also actively pursuing the case of economic fugitives who have taken shelter abroad after swindling our nation's wealth. Our Prime Minister took the fight against such economic offenders to global high tables in order to highlight the problems caused by such people to the economic development of nations. He raised it in the G20, and today it has become one of the major agenda of the deliberations of the world's powerful countries. While we fought the corrupt abroad, our government has also simultaneously carried out the fight against corruption within India. Modi's government has enacted tougher laws to prevent money laundering and benami transactions, which have long been the modus operandi of corrupt to accumulate illegal wealth. We have also reformed the double taxation avoidance agreements, which were used by the multinational corporates to evade tax payments. However, the greatest reform brought in by our government to fight corruption is the infusion of technology for delivering government services to our people. Thanks to our Prime Minister's initiative of Jan Dhan account, today poorest of poor of our people are able to get the benefits directly into their bank account. No longer they need to wait in queues at government offices to get what is due to them. No longer they are required to pay a cut to the corrupt government officials and middlemen to avail the benefits, including the cash benefits provided by the government. Further, in the past, unscrupulous elements would create bogus identity documents to swindle money meant for the welfare schemes of government. Today, this is not possible because of the conscious efforts made by the government in linking Aadhaar card with the government welfare schemes. As a result, no longer it is possible to siphon off the public distribution supplies through bogus ration cards. No longer is it possible to steal the money in the name of bogus list of students in a non-existent school in the name of midday meal. Friends, government allocates huge amount of money for creation of public infrastructure in rural and urban areas of our country through various schemes. These schemes are implemented by various government functionaries, local institutions, and the private contractors or companies physically creating the targeted infrastructure on the ground. In the past, many such public infrastructure was created only on papers and money was looted. Today, the government of Narendra Modi ji has put an end to such corrupt activities by bringing in technology. Today, the physical assets created at every panchayat is geotagged, and their progress can be monitored through a centralized portal called e-Gram Swaraj. The physical progress of the project, money spent on the project, etc. are centrally monitored so that there is no pilferage of public money while ensuring the creation of the physical asset on the ground. Today, every school, every road, every bus station, or even every toilet that is built with government money is geotagged and monitored so that the taxpayers' money is utilized properly for the development of our country. Friends, while India fights the corrupt and corruption, our Prime Minister has been very clear from the beginning that the honest taxpayers of the country should be respected and protected. Thanks to this vision, today in India, the process of tax payment has become faceless. Gone are the days when the tax people, officers used to go and harass the taxpayers. Today, a taxpayer is not required to visit the government office. He or she need not meet any government officer for paying tax. The entire process has been made online, seamless and faceless. Further, in order to reduce the legal burden on the taxpayers, our government has eased the dispute resolution norms. Now the limit of filing cases in the High Court in cases related to tax payments have been fixed at up to 1 crore rupees and up to 2 crore rupees for filing in the Supreme Court. Initiatives like the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme have provided ways for out-of-the-court settlement of many of these cases. All these measures have made the life of honest taxpayer much easier. Friends, Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, envisioned, as I mentioned, Ram Rajya, a society based on virtue, morality, and justice as the core ideals. Eliminating social evils, alleviating poverty, empowering women, and making way of the less fortunate to grab opportunities in education and employment at par with others are all part of that vision of Ram Rajya. The government led by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has been moving towards realizing this vision and has been taking reformative measures to build a new India. With a resolute commitment to justice, good governance, and welfare of the people, the government has been making moves to make India Atmanirbhar Bharat in all aspects and retain India's position as Vishwaguru. Indian diaspora has a major role to play in advancing this vision of India and of the government. I am confident that the Indian diaspora in Australia will play its role in building a modern, prosperous, and resurgent India. I would like to invite each one of you to join in whatever way possible in this journey of new and aspiring Bharat. Friends, Indian diaspora across the world have earned the distinction of peaceful cohabitation, mingling with the native population, and its inherent appreciation of local culture, customs, and values. Our diaspora in Australia is no exception to that. With a population of nearly 7 lakhs, I am happy to see that Indian diaspora in Australia continues to grow in size and importance. India is one of the top sources of skilled immigrants to Australia. Several commonalities and closely aligned with values in principles of democracy, liberty, the rule of law, human rights, freedom of speech, free press, and multiculturalism serve as a foundation for a closer cooperation, multifaceted interaction, and enhancement of bilateral relations between India and Australia. In India, we are all working to take these mutually beneficial relations to a much higher level, and in that, your role will remain critical. With these words, let me conclude by once again conveying my best wishes to you on Vijaya Dashami, Dussehra, and the upcoming Deepavali. May this festival season bring peace, harmony, and prosperity into your lives. Thank you for the attention, my dear friends.
Namaskar.